Morning light glinted off the marble floors of Riviera Manor as Emily Caldwell, 32, stepped through its ornate entrance. She wore a simple cream-colored sheath dress, elegant in its understatement, and carried only a slender leather satchel. Her chestnut hair was loosely coiled, and the sole ornament she bore was her grandmother's silver locket. Guests in couture and tuxedos drifted past polished columns and crystal chandeliers, their laughter mingling with staff preparing for the evening's Caldwell Foundation Gala. Approaching the reception desk, Emily kept her tone composed. "I'm here to confirm arrangements for tonight's gala," she explained to the young receptionist, whose practiced smile faltered at Emily's unbranded attire. The receptionist combed through her screen. "I don't see your name, Mrs. Caldwell," Emily supplied calmly. "James Caldwell called ahead, will arrive by yacht at 4. Before the receptionist could respond, Nathaniel Gray, the Manor's general manager, appeared, his gray suit immaculate, name tag glinting. He studied Emily head to toe. "Mrs. Caldwell?" His voice carried a note of skepticism. "We have no record of you. Are you staff?" Emily met his gaze. "I founded the Caldwell Foundation. This gala is our event. My husband will confirm shortly." Gray let out a short laugh. "Few foundation heads arrive alone in a plain dress." He snapped his fingers, 2 guards emerged. "Escort Mrs. Caldwell to the exit." A ripple of whispers swept the lobby. A guest discreetly filmed on her phone. Emily inclined her head, unshaken. "May I at least use the ladies' room?" she asked. Gray hesitated, then nodded curtly. "Make it quick." As Emily was led away, she passed beneath the chandelier, each step precise, each heartbeat measured. In 2 hours, her husband's yacht would dock, and the true tide of influence would shift. Those who judged her by her cover would soon learn the weight of character beneath. Within the ladies' lounge, Emily closed the stall door behind her and exhaled. The cool tile walls reflected her calm expression as she retrieved her phone. She typed, "Code Cinderella, Riviera Manor. ETA 2 hours. Almost instantly, a message appeared, "Protocol initiated." Gathering her composure, Emily opened the door to find Marcus Phillips, the head maitre d', and his colleague blocking her way. Marcus offered a curt nod. "Mrs. Caldwell, Mr. Gray instructed we escort you off the property immediately." "Of course," Emily replied, smoothing her cream dress. She followed him back into the hallway, past opulent banquet rooms and silent staff setting tables. Back at the reception desk, Nathaniel Gray watched through mirrored pillars, gripping the mahogany frame. His lips curved in triumph as guests craned for a glimpse of the spectacle, the woman dismissed. Outside the main doors, Emily paused in the morning sun. The forest green velvet ropes marked the entrance to Riviera's private driveway. One guard offered a patronizing nod. "Taxi lines just ahead." "Thank you," Emily said softly, stepping onto the cobblestones. A gentle breeze carried the scent of jasmine from the garden beyond. Emily squared her shoulders, drawing on memories of her Chicago roots, resilience forged in small-town setbacks. She strolled down the curved driveway, glancing at the harbor's sapphire waters. Far from resentment, her heart filled with anticipation. 2 hours remained before James's yacht, Odyssey, would dock, ceding the evening's true power. As Riviera's grand doors closed behind her with a muted thud, Emily knew, tonight, the world would see her not as a misjudged guest, but as the woman who defined grace on her own terms. The Harbor View Café sat just beyond the Manor's grounds, its whitewashed facade overlooking the sparkling bay. Emily slid into a wicker chair on the shaded patio, the afternoon sun warming her shawl. She set her satchel on the table and ordered iced tea from a passing server. Minutes later, her personal driver, Carter Lansdowne, Riviera owner and family friend, appeared beside the table. "Your tea, Mrs. Caldwell," he said, setting the glass down. "Shall I wait?" "Thank you," Emily replied, lifting the chilled glass. "I'll be fine here." Carter nodded. I alerted the cafe, they'll keep you comfortable. He touched the brim of his cap in a salute before slipping away. Emily stared at her reflection in the tea's surface, recalling James's mischievous grin when she first mentioned attending alone. Her mind drifted to their charity work, how authenticity mattered more than appearance. She checked her watch, 1 hour and 30 minutes to docking. Her phone buzzed. Diane, James's assistant, texted, "He's furious. ETA 90 minutes. Stand by." Emily smiled. She loved that James trusted her strategies. Placing her phone beside the tea, she closed her eyes, letting the harbor's lull her nerves. Server footsteps on the boardwalk alerted her to a tray of pastries arriving, compliments of the cafe manager. Emily savored a warm scone, the unexpected kindness reminding her how small gestures revealed true hospitality. Soon, the cafe would be her command post. From here, she watched Riviera's skyline and calculated her return route. The gentle rocking of boats in the marina whispered reassurance. In this refuge, Emily Caldwell stood ready to reclaim her rightful place, unannounced but unbowed. With an hour to go, Emily strolled along the palm-lined promenade. The crisp sea breeze ruffled her shawl as she passed boutique storefronts and gelato stands. At Mariner's Wardrobe, a discreet sign promised private fittings. Emily entered without hesitation. A stylist, Natalia, greeted her, "Mrs. Caldwell, welcome. Your new attire is ready." She led Emily to a curtained alcove where a cream blazer, tailored ivory trousers, and delicate pearl studs awaited. Emily changed swiftly behind the curtain. Emerging, she admired the outfit's refined lines. The blazer's cut emphasized her shoulders, the trousers skimmed her silhouette gracefully. She added the pearls and a thin gold bangle, minimal, yet unmistakably elegant. Natalia offered water and a mirror. Emily nodded, grateful. The transformation was instantaneous, where denim once defined her, now polish reigned, yet her posture remained unaltered, composed and confident. Back at the cafe, Carter returned with a nod of approval. Perfect timing. Emily dismissed her shawl and wiped condensation from her glass. 45 minutes. Carter took the time to refill her iced tea and check the marina's monitors. Odyssey will appear shortly on the horizon. They watched as the bay's expanse shimmered. Emily's reflection in the water seemed to ask, "Who defines worth, the cloth or the soul beneath?" Her phone buzzed again. "Diane, he's 7 miles out." Emily slipped the phone into her clutch, savoring the final moments of anticipation. As the first glimpse of Odyssey's bow appeared, Emily rose and tucked the clutch under her arm. Carter fell in step behind her as they returned to Riviera Manor, Emily, renewed, the evening, poised at the cusp of revelation. Outside the manor's private marina entrance, a sleek private van awaited. Emily and Carter stepped inside. Carter offered reassurance, "Juliet is ready." Moments later, Emily entered Juliet's atelier, a sunlit salon above the docks. Juliet, a veteran stylist, greeted her with a warm hug. Silken drapes revealed a plush styling chair and mirrored walls. Juliet's nimble hands coaxed Emily's chestnut locks into soft waves, framing her face with luminosity. Expert makeup accentuated Emily's eyes and sculpted her cheekbones with a natural glow. Every brushstroke enhanced, never masked, her innate grace. As Emily settled into the final look, an assistant laid out Emily's accessories, diamond stud earrings, a slender watch, and a satin clutch monogrammed DC. Juliet stepped back. "You're exquisite," she declared. Emily smiled, tracing the pearls and diamonds, symbols of the life she balanced with humility. Diane's text blinked, "Odyssey docking in 15. Emily responded, "See you soon." Exiting the salon, Emily drew respectful glances from passers-by. Even the dock hands paused their chores to admire her understated elegance. She walked onto the red-carpeted marina walkway, her heels clicking in rhythm with her heartbeat. The setting sun cast golden light across the water, illuminating her path. As Odyssey's hull glided to rest, Emily took one last breath, ready to step back through Riviera Manor's doors, no longer judged by the fabric she wore, but by the presence she commanded. Minutes before docking, Emily's phone buzzed with a call from Carter Lansdowne. She answered, voice low amid soft engine hum. "Emily," Carter said warmly, "the red carpet's ready. I also arranged for Mr. Gray to receive an urgent message." "Perfect," Emily replied. "Let's ensure he knows tonight's lessons." "Understood. I'll stage a briefing, he'll be on edge when you arrive." They ended the call as mariners secured Odyssey to the dock. Staff in crisp uniforms snapped to attention, shining glassware and arranging ice buckets. Emily and Carter walked the gangway's length, greeted by Riviera's flower-draped arch and a cheering crew. Emily's presence sparked renewed respect, whispered salutations replaced earlier stares. Nathaniel Gray, summoned by Carter, hovered near the reception tent, phone in hand, anxious. Emily approached calmly, husband James at her side. Gray stammered greetings. Emily offered a courteous nod, "Good evening, Mr. Gray." He bowed awkwardly. "Mrs. Caldwell. Welcome back." James placed a hand on Emily's shoulder. "We'll join you shortly, Nathaniel." Gray managed a tight smile. "I'll ensure your table is perfect." As Emily took her husband's arm, she felt the full shift of power, from dismissed visitor to honored host. The marina's lanterns glowed like beacons of possibility. Tomorrow's headlines would note the grand arrival. Tonight, Riviera Manor prepared to host the true Caldwells. As twilight deepened, the silhouette of Odyssey dominated the marina. A hush fell over Riviera's guests and staff as James Caldwell descended the gangway, tall, composed, in a tailored navy suit. Emily followed, radiant in her atelier-crafted ensemble. Lantern light danced on her pearls and the calm confidence in her stride. James extended a hand. "Emily Caldwell." She accepted gracefully. Riviera's staff jolted. The woman they had expelled now stood beside their most important patron. Carter Lansdowne stepped forward. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. and Mrs. Caldwell." Polished applause rose from assembled staff and early arrivals. Nathaniel Gray's face paled, Marcus Phillips straightened, guilt shadowing his features. James guided Emily past the arch of orchids and lanterns toward the manor's entrance, her rightful stage. The crowd parted respectfully, whispers of admiration replacing earlier mockery. Inside, Edward Winters, the evening's ballroom coordinator, awaited. His shoulders slumped at Emily's arrival. She met his eyes with serene composure. "Good evening," Emily said softly. "Mrs. Caldwell," Edward stammered. "Welcome to Riviera Manor." Emily nodded. Behind them, James surveyed the grand lobby, then spoke quietly, "Nathaniel, we'll need that mentorship program proposal tonight." Gray inclined his head, chastened yet willing. Emily exchanged a meaningful glance with James. Tonight, hospitality would transcend entitlement. In Riviera Manor's private lounge, Emily, James, and Nathaniel Gray gathered beneath a frescoed ceiling. Edward Winters introduced refreshments, his earlier confidence vanished. James addressed Gray directly, "Mr. Gray, I understand you escorted my wife from the premises earlier." Gray's eyes dropped. "I apologize for my error." Emily added calmly, "Judging by attire diminishes true worth. I propose Riviera Manor partner with the Caldwell Foundation to mentor underprivileged hospitality students." She slid a folder across the table, the program outline. Gray reviewed it, scholarships, internships, workshops led by Riviera staff. His respect grew. "I accept," Gray said firmly. "I will oversee this personally." Edward paused nearby, relief on his face. Emily smiled. "Thank you. True service begins with empathy." That evening's gala glowed under crystal chandeliers. Emily and James circulated, greeted now with genuine warmth. Gray, Edward, Marcus, and the team performed their roles with renewed dignity. As Emily danced with James beneath the soft lights, she reflected on the day's lessons: resilience in the face of scorn, the power of character over appearance, and the transformative strength of grace. Riviera Manor had learned humility, Emily Caldwell had reaffirmed her own unwavering authenticity. And in those moments, the true essence of hospitality, and humanity, shone brightest.